Hey, what's going on guys, it's MCubers and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be comparing what I believe are the 3 best budget magnetic speed cubes on the market right now. The MFJS RS3M, the Yuxin Kylin version 2M, and the YuLong version 2M. Let's get right into this cube comparison. So, just starting off with the price, in US dollars, the MFJS RS3M is $15, the Yuxin Kylin V2M is $10, and the YuLong V2M is $8. So, as you can see, the YuLong V2M is the best for your budget. If you are not willing to spend that much money on the cube, this is the cheapest. And this is the most expensive, and this is the middle priced. So now I'm going to be comparing the speed of these 3 cubes. So, here we have the MFJS RS3, and in my opinion, the speed of the MFJS RS3 is the most suitable for my turning style. It isn't too fast and it isn't exactly too slow. So I do enjoy the speed of the MFJS RS3M. Here we have the Yuxin Kylin V2M. So in my opinion, the Yuxin Kylin V2M is sort of like the slowest, and it really isn't very fast, which doesn't really suit my turning style very well, as it isn't as fast as the other 2. And then the YuLong version 2M is really fast, but the reason why this isn't the best in the speed category is because it's a little bit too fast and to the point of being a little bit uncontrollable. Now that we are done with comparing the speed, let's talk about stability. So in my opinion, the MFJS RS3M is the least stable out of all of the cubes. And I'm not sure if this is just because of the speed. The speed of this cube is quite nice. It isn't too fast or too slow. But for some reason, it just isn't as stable as I would like it to be. I think it might be some of the pieces. The pieces feel a bit loose, even though it is pretty tight. And I just feel like I don't have much stability over this cube. Second, for stability, we have the YuLong version 2M. Although this cube is pretty fast, I still think that it's reasonably stable. Not exceptionally stable, but I think that this is pretty stable. But if you love stable cubes, here we have the Yuxin Kylin V2M, which is easily the most stable out of all of them. This cube is really stable and barely locks up at all. Overshooting and undershooting also should not be a problem on the Yuxin Kylin V2M. So, for corner cutting, one of the most important aspects of the cube, in my opinion, the MFJS RS3M is the worst at corner cutting. Even though corner cutting is pretty effortless, when you color cut like about 55 or 60 degrees, it tends to lock up like this. And it locks up kind of often. And most of the time when you pull, it just won't corner cut. And the Yuxin Kylin V2M is the second best in corner cutting. You can corner cut from almost everywhere. It's just that there's a little part there where it just does not corner cut in between forward corner cutting and reverse corner cutting when it just gets stuck. The YuLong V2M is, I believe, is the best for the corner cutting category, as it corner cuts effortlessly from almost everywhere. I mean, I have no idea why I just said everybody, but it corner cuts from literally from almost everywhere except for like one spot. That's like almost as good as my YuLong WRM, which is my main over here, which corner cuts from literally from anywhere. So for that, I'm going to say that the YuLong V2M is the best at corner cutting out of these 3 cubes. Now for times. So my times have definitely been the best on the Yuxin Kylin V2M. I've been averaging close to my best with the YuLong WRM. So my average of the YuLong WRM is about 17 seconds, and this is also around the 17 seconds mark. And next up, which is the second best for the times, we have the MFJS RS3M. My average time on this is about 17.5 to 18-ish seconds, and my best AO5 of this is about 16 or 17 seconds. And the best AO5 on this is probably about 16 seconds. And then my times on the YuLong V2M haven't been like exceptionally great. The times are pretty decent, but they are hovering around the 18-ish, almost 19 second mark. So my times on the YuLong V2M haven't been close to my best with the YuLong WRM, which is my main. So Overall, the times with the Yuxin Kylin V2M has been the best for me so far. Now, talking about the overall feel of all three puzzles, I do exceptionally love the feel of the Yuxin Kylin V2M. It's just amazingly soft and buttery feeling, and I just love the feel of it. It's just really, it isn't like the fastest cube, so it isn't like completely effortless to turn, but it's extremely stable and I love turning it. So for that, I'm just gonna say that the feel of Yuxin Kylin V2M suits me the most. And second, my second favorite feel is the Moyu MFJ RS3M. The feel of this is quite nice, although the pieces just seem a little bit not as stable as the Yuxin Kylin V2M. But I do think that the feel of the RS3M is pretty good. And of course, disappointing me again is the YuLong V2M. I don't even want to turn it. Yeah, I'm not saying that the feel of this cube is atrocious in any way. I just prefer turning the other cubes just a little bit more. So while I'm editing this video, I actually changed my mind and I actually think that the RS3M is more stable than the YuLong version 2 magnetic, as the YuLong V2M is quite a bit faster and it's a little bit harder to control. All things considered, I give the RS3M and the Yuxin Kylin V2M 2 bonus points, as I think that all of the characteristics of the cube in sync with each other make a really nice cube and they work together really well with one another. So as you can see, the Kylin V2M is my favorite, followed by the RS3M and then the YuLong version 2M. So really, don't get me wrong, the YuLong V2M is a pretty good cube, especially for its price. It's only $8, which is the cheapest magnetic 3x3 on the market right now. But I do think that these two are just a bit better. And out of these two, the Yuxin Kylin V2M is by far my favorite out of all of these cubes, and has even become my main for one-handed solving. Before this, my main for one-handed solving was the GAN Infinity, but now my main for one-handed solving is the Yuxin Kylin V2M. So surprisingly, this works really well for one-handed. So if you're looking for a good one-handed cube that you don't want to spend too much money on, this costs $10 and it's really good for one-handed. MFJ RS3M is also really good. So basically, to conclude, I just want to recommend all of these cubes to you. This is the most expensive, this is the medium price, and this is the cheapest. So for a budget, I would obviously recommend this, but if you want the best cube that is cheap, definitely go for the Kylin V2M. Go check it out. It's really nice. Corner cutting, speed, stability, and the feel and the times of it, the performance as well, all of it forms a really good cube. And then of course, if you want like a high-end cube, you can try the MFJ RS3. It's like $5 more expensive than Kylin, but I do know that some people like the MFJ RS2, which is over here. Let me get it. I know some people like the feel of the MFJ RS2M or just the normal MFJ RS2. And this feels quite similar to the MFJ RS2 though, except that the MFJ RS2 is just a little bit more stable and this is a little bit faster. So if you love the feel of the MFJ RS2 but you just want it to be a little bit faster as the MFJ RS2 was a little bit slow, then definitely check this one out. So that's it for this video. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like, and if you're new to the channel, please consider joining the Cubers Gang and hitting that subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss out on any new content. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.